today will be using the distributive property, and we will simplify expressions by combining like terms. The distributive property: let A, B, and C be real numbers. A times a quantity, B plus C, is equal to A times B plus A times C. A times a quantity, B minus C, is equal to A times B minus A times C. To simplify an expression, we distribute first and then combine like terms. Let's apply the distributive property. Use the distributive property to simplify each expression. So we're going to distribute. We're going to take 9 times the first term and 9 times the second term. So 9x, and then 9 times a positive 7 is 63. All right, number 2, we're going to distribute the 4 to 1, 2, 3 terms. So we have 4 times 5 is 20, and then m squared. We have 4 times 3, which is 12, and an m, and we've got plus there. And then we have 4 times a negative 8 is a negative 32. Right here we have 2 terms multiplied by 1 term. I think it's best to rewrite this. So we have 6 times 1 plus 7h. Now we'll distribute the 6. 6 times 1 is 6. And 6 times 7 is 42, and then there's an h. Here we have 1/3 times the quantity 6a plus 15. So when we're multiplying by a fraction, since it's a 1 on top, we're just really dividing 3 into each number. So 6 divided by 3 is really 2. So 2a plus, and then 15 divided by 3 is 5. All right, now we have negative the quantity, 3y squared minus 7y plus 2. So really there's a negative 1 here. So what we're going to do is all the signs are going to change direction. We're taking the opposite. We're taking the opposite of 3y squared. So minus 3y squared, or we're just multiplying by a negative 1. The negative 1 times a negative 7 plus 1, so that's plus y, so plus 7y. And a negative 1 times a positive 2 is a negative 2. Right, we have 12c minus 24, everything divided by 4. So it's really, we take each term when they're added and subtracted, and 4 has to be divided into each of those. So we're distributing the 4. So we have 12 divided by 4 is 3, and we have a c, minus 24 divided by 4, which is 6. So that was the distributive property. Now we're going to simplify expressions involving the distributive property. So once we distribute, the next step would be to combine like terms. All right, so here we're going to distribute. 8 times 2w is 16w. 8 times a positive 3 is a positive 24. And then we just bring down the minus 5w. So now we're going to combine like terms. We have 16w, and we have do we have a positive or negative 5w? We have a negative 5w. So 16 minus 5 is 11w, and then plus 24. All right, let's do it again. Negative 2k. Let's distribute the 5. 5 times 2 is 10, so we have 10k, and then 5 times, is that a positive 3 or a negative 3? It's a negative 3. So minus 15. Let's combine like terms. We have a negative 2k and a positive 10k. That gives us 8k and then minus 15. All right, number 9, we got a big one here. We'll take it one step at a time. 8 plus, now we need to distribute the 2. So 2 times 7 is 14, and it's an n. And then 2 times, is it a positive 1 or a negative 1? It's a negative 1, so it's minus 2. Now we have to minus this. Remember, this is like minus a negative 1. So negative 1 times 10 is minus 10n. And negative 1 times positive 15 is a minus 15. So let's look at all our n's here. We have a positive 14n and a negative 10n. So 14 minus 10 is 4. And then we have a positive 8, a negative 2, and a negative 15. So we have negative 17 plus 8 is negative 9. That was an n there. So 4n minus 9. And number 10. 3 minus 2 times 5 is minus 10x squared. Okay, now we have a minus 2 times a minus 9, which is a plus. And we have a minus 2 times a positive 1 is a minus 2. And then we just bring down the plus 6. So we have an x squared. Let's do that in black. We have an x squared. We have negative 10x squared. So negative 10x squared. And then we have a positive 3x and a positive 18x, which is a plus 21x. And then we have a minus 2 plus 6 is a plus 4.